Hello.
How are you doing?
Uh,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Sweet. Sweet. So, fill me in on what's happened since our last session. Last time was 5 or 6 months ago we last talked, and yeah, almost 6 full months ago, and we worked on some. Looks like we were working on speed flicking related things, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So tell me what you've done with the aim training with gaming. It looks like you took a bit of a break from competitive CS. Were you training during that time?
No, I was just playing casually with
Okay,
friends.
just casually playing CS. So how much aim training have you done since our last session, would you say?
Like in hours or
Yeah, just an estimate, like hours or so.
maybe 20.
All right. 20. So you want to show me like stream me a CS:GO deathmatch just to kind of you're still playing CS and that's still your main focus, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, cool. Want to stream me a CS deathmatch just to get an idea what your aim's looking like nowadays?
Mm, sure.
Sweet.
Can you see the game?
Yeah, I can see it. Just
Okay.
show
Yeah.
me what you got. All right. Have you ever felt like your crosshairs too far spaced apart to be able to like line up headshots at all? Like at that kind of
Yeah.
range, the head's like you gotta like predict where the head would be. Do you ever feel like that's an issue for you?
Mm, yes.
Yeah. Maybe yeah, try that. See
And
if that helps.
I don't know.
What sense are you using right now?
Sense 2.
All right, what's the DPI?
400.
All right, I think I've seen enough from this. You wanna go
Uh,
to an aim trainer now? Kovacs, launch up
yeah,
Kovacs for me.
sure.
All right, nice. So every gunfight seems to have the exact same issue. You always just flick, then you're flicking around the guy, praying that eventually you hit him, and you never do.
Uh,
Which I'm guessing that was a headshot only deathmatch, right?
yes, it was a headshot only
Yeah,
deathmatch.
so in an actual game, you'd probably just eventually end up spraying, praying, and eventually hit enough shots to kill the guy.
Nah, not spraying it. So CS:GO, it's viable to spray. So
You can, yeah, fair enough, fair enough. You can control it.
it's not like Valorant, where it's
Yeah, yeah,
inconsistent.
that's fair.
Can you see it? Oh,
Yeah, that probably allows you to go a bit faster, but I think what we can work on will, what's it called, allow you to still aim better. Let's see.
oh.
So it's been a minute since you've been on Kovacs with this kind of visual changes, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I had it on stretched. I don't know why.
Yeah, no worries. Let's just give it a second to download the scenario updates. So I'm thinking of it, how long do you want to train a day nowadays?
Wow, maybe 20 minutes, 30, half an hour.
20, 30, half an hour. All right. All right, sure, sure. I'll give you 20 minutes a day. I don't want you crash and burning again after like a month. It's the most important thing is that you just stick with it over the course of time because like you can have all this knowledge about everything you want to train, and if you don't stick with it, then you won't improve
Yeah,
at it.
yeah, because I think after a session 6 months ago,
Yeah.
I was playing a lot of deathmatch, and after that, I didn't have motivation to play
Yeah,
Kovacs.
it's very easy to lose motivation. I've had it happen to me before. And yeah, so go to online scenarios for me
Yeah,
and then search up. Let's start with something. Let's honestly just start with 116 target small. Let's just see how you look in that. It's literally on your, it's the fifth scenario down.
uh, okay.
Challenge.
Challenge.
Try to increase your pace a little bit. When someone peeks you, you don't like go so slow that they get to kill you 5 times over before you manage to get your crosshair to their head. How tightly do you feel you hold your mouse?
I think it's too loose.
Too loose? So your
I,
hands aren't getting
I'm
tired
not.
out.
I'm not gripping it tight.
Your hands aren't getting tired out from anything like that. Like some people
Mm,
hold their hands so tight that
no.
like no, okay, good. Good. What mouse are you running?
Razer Death uh, 3 Pro.
Okay, that's like Death Adder V3 Pro weight. Uh, okay, so it's like 63 grams. That's not too bad.
5 months ago, I used the super light.
Same weight, also. Mouse in the world, but not the heaviest either. So
I still have it, but I don't use it anymore.
yeah, that's fine. Let's see. You can hit done for me.
Okay.
Let's go to search up WPV. WPV.
Uh,
Yeah, just a little V. Sorry,
ah,
WPV.
what?
No, no, no. Oh, hold on, I'll send it in chat. Type that into the search bar.
Wait, you said WVP, not
PV.
WPV. Ah, okay.
WPV.
Sorry.
No worries.
Okay.
Language barrier. Do
Yeah.
the top one.
Okay.
Had a kid in high school who was from China, right? And it was a school in America. So he was a foreign exchange student. He would always, but he knew the English better than most of the kids in the English classroom. So he would always hold his test up so that kids could copy down his answers. And then whenever the teacher called him out on it, he'd be like, language barrier, and he'd like go heavy on the accent and stuff. It was so funny when he like knew English better than literally everyone else in the room. All right, you get a challenge.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, all right. So now hit done.
Yeah.
Search up raw mouse control clicking 3. Top one. Challenge it. Not a bad score. Let's hit done. And there will be a 30% smaller version, like 2 scenarios down. Play that. It's the same thing, but 30% smaller, obviously. Play it again. All right. Click done for me. And now search up floating heads timing. Floating, like as in like FLOAT.
Float. Sorry,
No worries, no
bro.
worries. Top one or second to top one, second to top one. Challenge.
I don't know why.
No
I
worries, no
understand
worries.
loading.
Language barrier, language barrier.
Sure. I'm doing it way too slow.
I wouldn't. Uh, I.
That's what I'm feeling.
I don't think the speed itself is the issue here. I'm gonna create a Google drawing and show it to you. Uh, um,
Hmm.
I was looking for the folder I want to put this in. More drawings. All right, so this is the enemy right here, and this is where your crosshair starts. That's a very poorly drawn crosshair, but you flick very quickly somewhere from like this halfway to all to like 3/4 of the way to the enemy. And then you take a long, abrupt stop. Where's the, I don't know. Yeah, right here. I don't know if you guys have stop signs in your country, but in America, these like big red octagons mean stop at that point on the street.
Okay.
So you take a very, it's like a sign we have, like,
I know.
yeah, you've
It's.
seen, yeah, we have those all
I'm
over our
from
sh
Germany.
Germany. Yeah, do you have stop signs in Germany? Like, that look like this?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We got these stop signs. Yeah. So then you take the long stop And then from there, it's what I call kind of spray and pray. Like, yes, even if you can predict your recoil, it's not going to do anything if you can't, like, get your crosshair to the guy's head. You know what I mean? Like, you can control the recoil perfectly, but if you can't aim, then it's still spray and pray. Let's see.
Yeah.
Then you go like this, and then you're over here. Then you're over here, and then you're on target. Or you just, like, do a lot of these fast flicks, or sometimes they're even, a lot of times they're somewhat efficient. Like, you'll go here, and then you'll be on target, and then you'll click it. Or sometimes, if the target is moving in this direction, you'll just stay at your stop sign for a solid 5-10 seconds. The guy crosses where you are, you click him, and you get the kill, which isn't the worst strategy, but I mean, it does kill a decent percentage of your run, and also it doesn't help you train much for a game where you actually want to try and hit the guy. So, what I want you to try and do
Wait.
is,
When I'm in game and my crosshair's next to the enemy,
yeah,
I like I hesitate how I should flick, and then I'm dead.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show you. Am I sharing my screen still?
Yeah.
CC Kovacs. All right, I'm gonna show you what's a bit more of a smooth approach to the scenario. Floating heads, timing.
Like let the dots go into your crosshair.
Not exactly. So this is,
Or,
yeah, literally double your sense.
mhm,
So it should be hard to be smooth on this sense, but let's just check it out. So watch that. This is you. You'll flick really fast, and then you'll flick, then you'll flick, then you'll flick, then you'll flick, then you'll
mhm.
flick, and then you'll end up in front of it finally, and you can wait. Like, not ideal. So
Yeah.
what you can do instead is just flick. You want to try and end up as close to in front of the target without being on target as you can, or what you can do, which might be better for you just to kind of establish a basic level of control that you need, is to flick to close to the target and then kind of like follow it, and it's hard to talk and aim at the same time. But like you
Yeah.
flick and then you follow it, just for a little bit of time, then you move on. Like just to like kind of, but you never, what you don't want to be doing is having your like getting close to the target be a combination of fast hard flicks like you just got peaked, or playing a reactive scenario. You want it to be a more of a smoother motion, like it can be fast, it's just gonna be a bit
Okay.
smoother. So yeah, not a great score, but for a demonstration run, yeah, you get the point. Like you want to be a bit smoother with it.
Okay.
Yeah, try that again. How often do you hit the edge of your mouse pad?
Uh I don't hit my edge. I don't hit that.
It seems like you take like long pauses to reset your hand.
Yeah, I think
Or at least that's what I'm assuming you're doing. Like, I'll point it out next time it happens. All right. So you were very slow with the flicks between targets, right? A lot of people
Mhm.
mistake smooth and slow. Like
Yeah,
smoothness isn't a pace. You can be very fast and very smooth. Smoothness is not being jittery and flicking around the target like 15 times, right? So you can still
I
try
know.
and go fast and like push yourself a bit, right? You just
Hmm.
don't want to be jittery flicking around the target 15 times. And keep in mind that you're practicing it, right? So that doesn't
Yeah.
mean making the conditions so easy that you can do it effortlessly than just spamming it. It means like actually like pacing yourself at a point where it's kind of hard to be smooth, but you do it anyway and you struggle a bit,
Okay.
but you still get to practice being smooth. Sorry, I had to yawn. All right. So, replay this.
Okay.
Could you even all right. All right. Let's hit done
Okay.
and search up centering one. And by one I mean a capital I. Yeah, nice. Second one down. Challenge it. All right. So your goal here is to try and make everything one continuous smooth motion, like not be
Yeah.
jittery at all, right? It's just to kind of like practice the not jitteriness you need to be able to hit those floating head bots and then which will eventually work you up to like bots that move side to side and more like counter strafing enemies. But that can get kind of overwhelming when you're still just trying to work on not shaking a bunch. So we just start with like easier stuff, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Makes sense.
so you can specifically focus on this one thing, and then we can work your way up to other stuff. And I feel like looking at some of the scenarios you have favorited, I think I might have tried to jump the gun with you on our last session and made it so that you would go straight to like the things that you should kind of work your way up to, which
Uh, I think 5 months ago, I played with half the sense I'm right now.
yeah,
So I was using more my arm and
uh-huh.
I was more smooth because now I use a lot of my wrist too.
Just yeah, it should be a balance. That's good. That's good that you're learning the balance. It'll take some time to learn. That might be why I gave you something a bit harder too. So just take a bit of time to practice. So let's replay it and just see.
Yeah.
Try to be less flicky, less jittery, and when the bot switches directions, make a don't over flick it. Don't like hard flick like you just got peaked in CS. Make a motion that like when you finish the motion, you're tracking the bot, if that makes sense. Like you slow down to track the bot instead of like flick, stop, track it. And you were doing that for a lot of your corrections, but not all of them. So just try it again.
Sorry.
Just just try it again.
Yeah. Yeah. I see it.
Nice, nice.
If I try to be smooth, I'm behind the target.
That'll happen. You'll end up behind the target, and that's another thing people get. They'll become afraid of the bot and attempt to be smooth, right? So
Mhm.
don't fear the bot. It's you can be smooth and go faster than the bot, right? You just don't want to go so fast that you're hard flicking like you just got peaked in CS. Like important to find a balance. Like people will go too far with one piece of advice. Like that's the hardest part. Like sometimes they'll give someone advice when coaching them, and they'll go to the other extreme where they make the opposite error. So just try and like accelerate onto the bot. Don't be afraid of it, but also don't flick so hard that like it becomes a struggle to track it when you finish the flick. So if you hit replay, let's try it
Yeah.
with the balance. Trailing, you're following it, just accelerating onto it. You got this. It's better to not be smooth while trying to be smooth than to not track the bot at all.
Okay.
In fact, the best thing you can do for your own improvement is to be struggling with being smooth while tracking it. Like,
Okay.
think about this. Nothing I can do in the session today will make it so that tomorrow your aim in CS is significantly better than it would be. Sometimes you'll get a student who has like some really weird error they make, like, and you can actually give them some tip that'll make it so that the next day they're able to perform better, right?
Yeah.
Like they'll be running like 2 centimeters per 360. But in your case, you're not making any basic flaws. You're just going very slow, trailing and all that. And or you're just like shaking a decent bit, and that's just mostly a control issue. So you're not trying to get better tomorrow. You're trying to put yourself on a path to improve over the coming months, right? So you shouldn't care about how the scenario looks right now. What should be important is that you're really trying to acquire the smoothness over time, right? Like you're working on fixing that shaking issue by confronting it and knowing it's wrong, knowing what the issues are, and then over time having it like go away because you're challenging it, you're working on it, and that stuff. That makes sense. Like if I wanted you to
Yeah.
be able to stay on target 100% of the time, like not worry at all, I'd put you in a scenario where the ball was 5 times wider and you'd be perfectly smooth. But that's not the point of this. The point of this is to struggle while working on
Mm.
perfect technique.
Yeah, I get one.
All right, cool.
So, like, there's no quick fix. So I need to improve slowly.
Um, it's not that I'm trying to think. It's not that you'll improve slowly. It's just that in order to improve at any rate, like you can't improve. I'm thinking.
Okay, it's fine.
I'm. It's not that you're trying to improve slowly, right? It's that right now,
Uh,
perfect technique on the scenario isn't something you're capable of, right? So you gotta practice it to work on. Let's think. You're from Germany, so you've played soccer, obviously. Um, Trying to think of an example for how to translate this into an example for something else. Have you played soccer?
yes.
All right, that makes sense. Um, hmm. Have you lifted weights for like any reason, like maybe to improve at soccer, or just whatever?
Wait, I need to do something quickly.
No worries. I'm just trying to think of a way to explain this. You back yet? All right, let's do some chat interaction while we wait for this guy to return. Any advice with being constant with mouse grip? If you're trying to become have the same mouse grip every time, all you're gonna do is hold yourself back and make it so that you can't make it so that like as your mind, like your unconscious mind finds new ways to grip the mouse and like changes your technique very slightly in order to optimize it for better aiming, you'll unimprove like or you will be preventing that if that makes sense. Like you don't want to have the same mouse grip every time because those small changes will help you. Um, the right technique is for a certain scenario. Well, first of all, it'll depend on what you're trying to do. It
Sorry, I'm back.
hold on, I'll get back to your question after I finish this. All right, so let's see. I asked you, have you like lifted weights in a gym before?
Yeah,
All right, you know the bench press, right?
yes.
So you know how you put arch your back and push your chest forward so that you're able to like use your chest more in the bench press, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you take someone who's new to the gym, right? And they're keeping their back completely flat. You tell them to arch their back, and all of a sudden they still can't lift 225, right? Because they need to work
Yeah.
on their strength to be able to lift that kind of weight. This is kind of a similar concept, right? I tell you how to fix your technique, how to like be more smooth, but you still can't really prevent the shakes off target and all that stuff because you need to work on your like ability to move your hand precisely in order to do it. So don't be afraid of the bot. Don't trail it because it makes you feel like more smooth. You need to work on this ability to not shake while tracking the target by attempting to be smooth, struggling with it, failing it, and trying again and again until you get it, right? So hit replay
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're gonna shake, but just try to be smooth, if that makes sense.
Okay.
All right, nice, nice. So I could definitely feel you were working on it. That's a good thing. So we can move on from this scenario. So, uh, yeah, let's move on from this scenario for now. Hit done. So that'll help you over time. Let's see. Let's go back to one while six target small. Challenge it. Definitely looking a lot better than at the start of the session. Speed up a bit. It's not centering one. You don't need to go smooth here. You want to like be a bit more flicky with it. Nice. Let's see. Replay it. All right, hit done. That definitely looked a lot better than when we started. Have you felt like more warmed up or anything? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Ah, yeah, yeah. I was muted.
Oh, no worries.
uh, I feel more smooth.
All right, all right, all right. Let's go to search up Cooler TAF for me. Cool. Yeah. Have you played it before?
No, I saw your video about it.
Okay, cool. Play the top one. Challenge. All right, all right, all right. Slow down, slow down.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still sharing my screen. Good. I can just go right into Kovacs, right into Cooler TAF. And this is not going to be pretty because I'm on 25 centimeters on it. So double your sense on a SkyPad. But let's see if we can get it down. So we start here. You just hover over this ball until you see one appear, and then you.
Ah, okay. So exactly the opposite what I have
Yeah,
done
pretty much. That's
again.
the guy who does it. The world record does it more similar to how you do it than how I do it. But this is like how you're supposed to do it to kind of like get the result you want for
Yeah.
training purposes versus just setting a world record and getting a cool score. So yeah, play it. Nice.
Uh,
Hold on 1 second. I gotta find a scenario I want to use. All right, search up for me. Amare. Here, just search up. Actually, just search up micro TAF on the search bar.
what? Micro?
Micro TAF. Yeah, micro TAF. And then play the third one down.
Ah, man. Mm.
Challenge it. Same concept.
Wait. Sorry for the
No worries, no
bad
worries.
disruption. My dad has a problem
Oh, no
with a
worries.
CD from 20 years ago.
No worries.
And wait, I will start it again.
Nice, nice. Hit done.
So my POV is I with everything.
Mm-hmm. So search up WPV reflex, like the same WPV acronym from
Yeah.
before. Space reflex. There you go. Let's do the fifth one down, reflex speed flick 75. Challenge it. So the logic behind these reflex scenarios was that in the static ones, you started to go kind of slow on your micros, which made them a lot smoother and therefore a lot easier, right? And you weren't really pushing yourself. So I figured these scenarios would give you a time limit and kind of force you to work on the micros, but instead they're kind of just making you cut them out and pray the initial flick lands to an extent. You are making some micros, and when you do, they're usually pretty shaky and not really, and I'm guessing you don't really process them much, so you don't really improve on them much. So I don't think these scenarios are doing what I want them to do. So I don't think I'm gonna end up using them in the routine, but let's see. So what I want you to do is I'm gonna give you two kinds of scenarios. The first kind will be a static. It might be a flick, it might be clicking, or it might be target switching, so like holding down your mouse the whole time. You can just tell the difference by just holding down your mouse and then hovering over the bot. If you hear like one shooting sound and then when you hover over the bot nothing happens, then chances are it's static clicking. If when you hold down your mouse and then you start hovering over bots, they take damage and then die, then it's target switching, right? Simple enough.
Yeah.
So let me go over what I want to do next. So one static TS and clicking small or micros. Um, it'll have like raw mouse control clicking 3 and it's 30% smaller variant, right?
Oh wait, sorry, I didn't understand you.
So that part of the routine will have like raw mouse control clicking 3, and it's static variant, and I'll probably do two 20-minute playlists, one, and you can alternate which day you play them on, and then a one dynamic slash smooth playlist, which will be scenarios like centering one, floating heads timing 400%, and a few other scenarios, similar concepts, that'll just allow you to focus on being relatively smooth when hitting moving targets, right? So that you shake less when you're trying to aim at moving targets. And then over time, what you'll want to try and do is apply the smoothness to harder and harder bots like Pasu Extra Small Horizontal, CineClick Valorant, Pure G Horizontal Clicking Valorant, and stuff like that. But as of right now, I don't think you really. I think that would overwhelm you, right?
Yeah, probably.
So let's see. And for the micro scenarios, I really want you to just work on flicking quickly, like small, fast flicks, right? If that makes sense. For your micro adjustments, like make your micro adjustments faster, but try not to shake on them. So, like, you'll be going too slow with your micro adjustments if you're landing more than like 80 or 90% of them, and you're going too fast on your micro adjustments if you find yourself like consistently shaking around the target like 3 times, right? If that makes sense. So you want to find a balance between like perfectly slow, smooth micro adjustments and so fast that you can't hit anything, and then just work on making it so the pace that is that balance becomes the slow pace and then going faster, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Um, let's see, if you got nothing left, I got nothing left for you, honestly. If you got any
Mhm.
questions you want answered, I can answer them, but if you got nothing, I got nothing.
I don't know. I have no question.
All right, sweet. Pleasure working with you again. I'll send you over your
Okay.
playlists when I finish making them, and you can get started playing them.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Okay. Bye.
See ya. Yes, sir. All right, now for the big announcement. Up next on the entertainment circuit, we're gonna have at Sev is coming. No, Sev is coming on my stream in 28 minutes, 3:30 p.m. EST. Be sure to be there to get top quality information from this is about AIM and Overwatch. AIM coaching and Overwatch. Seva's like goated. Let's see. So basically, what's gonna happen in half an hour is we're bringing Sev onto the stream. So honestly, I might just end the stream for now, and then I'll be back in half an hour with a big stream with Sev. For reactive tracking scenarios, should you try to be as smooth as possible when off target? Not as smooth as possible, but close to it. You want to be smooth, but you don't want to you don't want to go to an extreme where you're not even aiming at all, if that makes sense.